What's up, guys? I am apparently live now. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm here at Starbucks in Bangkok. I don't know if you can see the view behind me. Pretty dope spot to be working. Figured I would do some Reddit outreach because I'm trying to distract myself from going to do some approaches. If you've been following along on the Substack, you can see the field reports yesterday. I guess for the last couple days, a lot of resistance to doing any sort of approaching, just some unworthiness, just apathy, maybe not wanting to do it, taking a break. I'm definitely going to go do 5 today. I want to get that going, but it is 1:50 p.m. now, just feeling a little resistance. Figured I would do just a live going over some Reddit stuff. We'll see what's out there. I haven't done one for a while. But yeah, I just wanted to be more productive. I started listening to David Goggins again yesterday. This was a guy that I used to listen to all the time. Very helpful. And it just kind of got me in the mindset of that I've been taking it easy the last few weeks. Like I've been allowing myself to take the path of least resistance, not wanting to make content, finding excuses not to, telling myself I'm going to do all these approaches every day and then not doing it, finding excuses not to do it, finding excuses not to go to the gym. Just not exceeding the way I know that I could. So that's been very helpful. I woke up today after listening to Goggins last night, hitting the gym, running, meditating, making this YouTube live now. I've gotten away from doing that, trying to convince myself that I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my dating life handled, which is the goal. But then I put too much pressure on myself to go out and do all these approaches all the time, and then I end up not doing any of them. Last week I did get some results, but it's not my ideal girl. And I need to just be more charismatic. I just need to put in more work. I got to stop running away from the pain and just face it. That's kind of with the content too. I would do well, get on the streak, do well for a while, and then you kind of lose that momentum. This is what happened with approaching. You lose the momentum, then you convince yourself not to do it. This is what happens to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'll go to the gym for days on end, and then I feel great. And then I miss one day, and then it's easy to convince myself not to do it. Same with the approaching. I do 5 approaches a day for 40 days, and then I miss a couple days, and it's easy not to do it. I post content consistently, and then I find reasons not to do it. And it's basically just taking the days off, path of least resistance. So after listening to that, just wanted to get back in and push myself. So we'll do some Reddit reviews here. I haven't looked through anything. I don't know what's going to come up. We'll just go and see what's happening with people, see if we can give them some advice, and we'll go from there. Let me share my entire screen. All right, so you can see multiples of me. All right, Reddit. Let's see what permanent ban. I don't really know what to do about that. Don't get banned. All right, this guy. We're going to see updated photos. Are any of these good? What should go first? All right, I mean, just looking at this immediately, it's just selfie, 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 selfie. So immediately, I mean, he's a good-looking dude, but I think a girl's going to see this and be like, do you have any friends? Like, it's very low effort. Does he go through each individual picture? Like, that's a good first photo. Like, he looks handsome. It clearly shows his face. This, just a boring selfie. I think many girls would see this and maybe they go to the next one, and then they would see the cat photo. Like, it's just all the same photo all the time. It doesn't really show much about him. Shirtless photos I would avoid unless you're in like an activity. This guy's just a shirtless selfie photo. Girls would see that and not really care. And when you're posting a shirtless selfie photo, you're competing with all the other guys that have that. So if your body type is not ideal, she's just going to compare you to all the other guys. So it's fine if you don't have like super 6-pack abs, but have a photo of you playing like beach volleyball where it makes sense that you'd be shirtless. Yeah, it's shirtless at the gym, like at the basketball court, and like it just doesn't really make sense. I don't really feel like commenting on that. Hopefully just some of that stuff gives you some feedback. But you can just kind of see just how he took no time in his profile. Like, these are all just selfies. Anyone could go do that. And they don't make him look super attractive in any way. Like, I guess in my opinion, as a man, Selfies are more of a girl thing. I personally, I will send selfies to girls I'm seeing, post a selfie on like Instagram for a story, but on a dating app, I would try to avoid that. All right, this is a good one. Let's see, how to navigate loneliness after divorce. Let's see how long this is. I don't want to read like a 100-page thing. Okay, how do you deal with loneliness that came afterwards? Was it worse than you expected? And what actually helped you move forward? Did you focus on work, hobbies, therapy, friends, family? How long did it take before you started feeling like yourself again? I'm looking for honest experience rather than genuine advice. What made the biggest difference for you? And is there anything you wish you had done differently? So this is one of the hardest things to navigate, especially if your spouse left you. So this is my situation, is that I was married for 12 years. My wife came home and she told me that she had met this new guy. Well, she actually worked with this guy. She told me that they made out. So the loneliness that I had was a combination of pain, jealousy, unworthiness. Like, I thought I was a good husband. Apparently I wasn't. Now this guy's got my wife. What's he got that I don't have? He must be more attractive than me. And so I didn't focus on loneliness so much. I guess that was part of it, but I was comparing myself to this guy all the time. So I would sit at home wondering what they're doing together. Is she going to get married to this guy? Are they going to start dating? What do I have to do to get her back? Because loneliness for me wasn't so much the issue, because I like being alone. I like that time to myself to play video games. I'm an introvert. I don't mind. Hopefully this wind is not too bad. That's why I almost didn't go live, because I didn't know about this wind. But I'm an introvert, so I like my time to myself. But it was more of it wasn't so much that I was lonely that my wife had left. It's just the circumstances that led to it, because I wasn't very happy in the marriage to begin with. I would much rather have her come home late. I would just focus on video games. I loved World of Warcraft. I loved Legend of Zelda. I loved Overwatch. I loved all those games. So when she's gone, it gave me time to do all that stuff. But when she left for another man, then I didn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I just was focused on what's she doing. And so it was when I started focusing on what my life could be. I made a post about this in the Substack. Yeah, you can go through that. This is a self-assessment. So I kind of did this when she left. Like, I had to go through and figure out, let's go here. I had to figure out like what I even wanted in my life. She's not coming back. I knew that very early on. She's not coming back. I can't really take her back. I would never trust her again. I would never forget what happened. So as painful as it was, and I did try to do everything to get her back, there's just no way it was going to work out. I think she would have lost respect. I mean, I know she would have lost respect for me if I did take her back after, you can't and then take them back. It just is not going to work out. So what I did was I figured out, I mean, you can see what I used to look like and what I look like, last year in this photo. But I needed to identify like what kind of man I wanted to become. And when I did that, I could see like some of the experiences I could have. I could see that I left Wisconsin. I could see that I met these different people. I could see that I had these adventures. So I started focusing on what I wanted more than what I was losing or what she was doing. I was so focused on her that I didn't even figure out what I wanted. So once I did this, I could see what I was looking to accomplish. And then I started to socialize and I started to make friends. So I didn't really have to worry about loneliness because I was enjoying the process of going out and meeting new people. Like now, I'm in Bangkok. I'm in a brand new city. I still have some friends here that I've met, but my mission is a solo mission. I need to get my dating life handled for me. I need to get my business handled. I need to have content created. I have affection from the girls that I see. I can go out and meet new people. I practice those skills, but I'm focused on what I want out of my life. And I think loneliness comes a little bit when you're so focused on what you don't have. And maybe I'm not the right person to talk about it. Like I said, I am an introvert. I do like the time to myself. I do obviously want to meet attractive women, but in order to do that, I have to get out there and I have to push myself. I have to practice social skills. I have to go out and approach the girls that I want to talk to. They're not just going to show up out of nowhere. But yeah, doing this kind of exercise is what woke me up to a different life that I could have. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have envisioned living in Mexico or Vegas or any of this stuff. I knew that if I wanted to get these women in my life, if I wanted to have a certain lifestyle, there's things that I needed to do. I had to lose weight. I had to go to the gym. I had to update my dating profile. I had to go out and practice. Now what I have to do is I have to go out sober. I have to go approach girls during the day because I want to be the guy that just goes and talks to people when he sees them out and about throughout my day. I don't want these limitations of, oh, she's too hot, I can't talk to her, she won't be interested in me. I just want to go find out. So that's what I'm working through. I guess that maybe doesn't apply to the loneliness thing. But you know, the first few months of divorce really sucked because I was always only focused on what she was doing and not what I wanted. So I think the loneliness comes when you're so focused on what you lost rather than what could be possible. And like, if you can envision where you could go, maybe you'd be less lonely because you'd be like, oh, well, this is just part of the process. And as you level up, you make better friends, you meet new women, you meet better people in your life. I guess hopefully that's helpful. That's just my experience so far. All right, we'll read one more and then I'll check the chat. It says refrain from contact. I don't know what that is. Dating over 40. And a submissive kink. What does that mean? Female 43. I don't know. Female after 43. Resident Evil. I think that's what it is. Love that game. Why does the pickup community seem so dead? I don't think many guys post that on Reddit. Most people, it's easier to give up on game than to continue to push through. I don't know. All right, here, we'll do a profile review for this guy. 31, handsome guy, good first photo. It's 2 likes per week, 2 to 3 outside of Philly. So he's in a good spot. Like, Philly's a good area to be getting dating matches. The guy I'm working with now is getting, I think he's got over 10 matches in less than a week, and he's in South Dakota. He's in Wyoming, so Philadelphia definitely possible. Let's see. First photo, not bad. Good that somebody else took it. I would zoom it in a little bit more just so it shows him more clearly, because you could still, you can still have the green background, but you don't need the whole full body shot for the first one. Not bad. Like, yeah, the guy looks pretty good. Good pizza photo. Like, it's him doing something, him with his friend. You can clearly see who his friend is. Like, they don't look the same. Sometimes you get photos where all the guys look exactly the same. It's hard to tell them apart. This one's not bad. With the suit photo, I think it'd be better to have it as just him in a better position, because this clearly looks like a wedding photo, which most guys who have a nice suit are always at a wedding, so you just kind of stand out a little bit more if it doesn't look like it's clearly a wedding. Pizza again. I don't think I would do 2 pizza photos. Kind of makes a girl think maybe you only know about pizza. This photo, I don't think that looks great. It kind of makes them look a little standoffish and not in the best mood, maybe. And then the golf, like, I've seen this golf photo, like 1 in 4 or 5 profiles have this. It doesn't show what you look like. Unless a girl's very into golf, she's not going to think this is anything spectacular. It's just an average, boring photo. This could be a photo of anybody, really. So I personally would get a different photo with not the golf. You can't even see your face. It doesn't stand out in any way. I don't think it hurts him because he does have some decent photos, but if I was going to try to maximize my matches, I would get rid of this, have a different activity photo, or one where it clearly shows what you look like. This just doesn't look very friendly. It doesn't look very appealing. It clearly shows what he looks like, but it doesn't portray him as having a good energy or anything like that. And then I would get rid of one of the pizza photos since you already have one. So it kind of seems like all you do is pizza photos. So not a terrible profile. I can see why he gets, 2 to 5 likes per week. I think if he wants to get the hottest girls, he's going to have to do a little bit more. His style is also very relaxed, nothing interesting. Baggy t-shirt, baggy pants, t-shirt, kind of a divorced dad shirt. I guess he looks like a coach of a hockey team, and then golfing. Yeah, I don't know. Some improvements that could be made. Nothing terrible, but like I said, if you want to maximize your results, I think there's more I would do. All right. Hey, what's up, Rick? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm just chilling here in Bangkok, going live for the first time in a while. Just want to get the mojo going, get the practice back. I'm about to go do some approaches. It's 2:05 now. Finished some of my field report today already, crushing it. Did the gym, did the steam room, meditated, ran, filming content, ate healthy. Yeah, dating after divorce. Yeah, this is this is right up my alley. Here you go. My divorce is going forward. I'm trying to think of the future. I met my wife at 18 and we've been together 22 years. Just turned 40. I have no idea what dating looks like at this point. Took my wife out on dates, but those are with the person I know better than myself. I don't know where I'll start dating, but this feels so overwhelming to think about. What some tips for some really only dated, married, slept with? So this is a very similar situation. I met my wife when I was 22. No, I met her when I was 21, married at 22, together for 12 years. I slept with a couple girls before her, but no relationship, just a one-night stand, drunk kind of thing, barely anything to speak about. So she was really the only girl that I was ever with. And then she left me at 34, and I had these thoughts. So, at 40, it's even a bigger presence, because when you're 30, 40, you don't have the same social circle. Like, the reason I met my wife is that I was at a house party with friends and there's always new girls showing up. And most of the time these girls weren't interested in me because I didn't know how to socialize unless I was drunk. And then when I'm drunk, I'm out of control, just trying to have more and more fun. I didn't know how to flirt or lead. So when I was 34, I knew I didn't have that same advantage, or I knew that I wasn't able to meet people through that scenario. I wasn't going to be able to go to house parties again. I wasn't going to be able to meet people at school because I was already graduated. Because the people at work were already dating or married or whatever. So I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I was overweight at the time. I didn't think I could. My whole life I didn't feel like I was attracted to women, so that was a struggle too. So my advice to this guy is, I understand where he's coming from. It's terrifying, especially in your 40s. You think you're too old. It's not gonna meet the right person. This guy doesn't have a lot of experience. He slept with one person his whole life. But I will say that divorce can be the best thing that ever happened to you, because now you have the opportunity to figure out who you are and who you want to date. When you're 18 and you're with this girl for 22 years, you don't know. In my experience, I got married at 22. I didn't know how to be a man. I didn't know how to lead. I thought happy wife, happy life, always be the nice guy, just give her everything, even if it's cost to yourself. I couldn't stand up for anything I wanted. And I didn't even know what kind of girl I wanted. I just settled for a girl that came along. And there was a ton of red flags because I didn't know what I was doing as a man. What kind of women I wanted. I didn't know what kind of man I wanted to be. It was just, we got married. We just did the best we could. You would come home from work and say, hi, how are you? Are we done? So I can go back to my video games. And for me, I just kind of settled. So getting divorced woke me up that I can become a whole different person. I can become the man I should be. So I started to work out, started to listen to useful Audible books, traveling. I've defined the kind of girls that I want to be with. Positive, loving, feminine, all this stuff. So, this can be the best thing that ever happened to you if you take it seriously. At 40, you're not too old. I'm showing that now with there's a little bug on me. I'm showing that now with the field reports. I just was with a girl Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day last week, who's 12 years younger than me, 11 years younger than me. Gave her a great experience. She's used to, guys that can't live masculine, can't give them good sex. So these are all things that you can learn. Divorce woke me up that I could be much more attractive to women. I can be great at sex. I can be, put myself out there. I can go and approach girls that I want to talk to. I don't have to be the shy, quiet kid who can't stand up for anything. So, yes, it is overwhelming. It does suck. One of the things that woke me up was just seeing RSD show that you can become more attractive. There are triggers that you can do. Like, I didn't know what SMV was. I thought I was just born shy and quiet and ugly and whatever. But when I learned SMV, like, you can improve your style. You can lose weight to become more attractive. You're charismatic. You can be a better flirt on experiences. These are all things that are in your control that you can learn. And the divorce is what woke me up to that. So hopefully this guy sees this video someday. I'm not going to, maybe I'll comment on this one because this is a very similar scenario to what I went through. So maybe he'll see the field reports. I don't have the results I want yet. I compare myself a lot to others, but I see what other people are doing and I know it's possible. And because I was in this marriage for so long, where I was with a girl that, yes, we loved each other, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of, we just weren't a good fit for it. Like, I wasn't the kind of guy I needed to be to run a relationship. So I learned a lot from that. And now it's fine that I'm single. Like, it's good. I know that I'm going to attract what I put out there. So if I'm not attracting the girls that I want yet, it's because I'm not the man I need to be for that. So which is why I'm working on the approaching and all that stuff and writing these field reports to learn from all my experiences. I want to continue to improve because it's much worse to be with the wrong person than it is to just be single and just figuring it out. Like, I love my freedom. This is great. I don't need a girl in my life just to have a girl in my life. She's got to be the right fit. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm going to do. But yeah, hopefully that here I'll bookmark this one. I'll write that later. Hopefully that will help that guy out. Paying for dating apps. I only paid for Bumble Premium because it's a one-time fee and then you have it forever. I feel like you don't really need to pay for apps. Definitely you don't for Hinge. You just send messages out. You get a couple likes coming in. If your profile is good enough, you don't really need to worry too much about it. Also, just get to an area that's got tons of volume, like Bangkok, Mexico, Colombia, New York City. Like, go to big cities. You get tons of reps. I think you'll eventually get bored of it and realize that day game or just meeting women out in public is the way to go. Like, that's how you build yourself up as a man. Like, you have to put yourself in these situations where you have to face some discomfort. For me, it's easy. It was a lot easier to do this stuff if I was drinking and all that. Back on live, this good place called Ice House. Okay, yeah, I live in Akamai. I'll have to check out Ice House. Is Ice House like a bar, or is it a place where I can go work? I'll have to check that. There's a place called The Office, which is dope, in Thornton. Do you think not having kids affected your marriage? No, I think that was the best thing. Like, I knew very early on. We never really talked about kids either. Like, that was another thing. We didn't even plan out if we were going to. Oh shit! Yeah, okay, ice bath. Yep, that's what I want to do. I just did the steam room this morning. I need to get to the cold plunge. I was gonna do a sensory deprivation tank, but I got to the place and it was closed. That was disappointing. I want to do that now that I've been meditating and visualizing the future a lot more. But no, like, we never even talked about kids, and our relationship was so up and down. Like, thank God we didn't have kids, because I would have been the kind of dad that my dad was, where you just come home from work, you're tired, you just want to watch TV, you just don't want to interact. And I would have just thought that's what you do. Like, I would have came home and I know I would have been more focused on my free time to play video games, to do what I want, and I wouldn't have known what to teach my kids. So thank God we didn't have kids. I think she never wanted kids either. She had a lot of issues growing up with her family, just something we never talked about. I don't know. I don't think she has kids now. I mean, it's been 9 years since I talked to her. Her birthday's actually tomorrow. Tomorrow will actually be 9 years since she told me she had met this guy. So pretty interesting, like how my life has changed. If we were still together 9 years, still be in Wisconsin, I'd still be half-assing my job if I still had it. I don't think we probably still would have kids. Maybe we would, but I would have been a terrible father. I would have been just a loser dad. I would never have gotten into cold plunges, saunas. I would still be playing video games. I never would have worked on my health. So just crazy what can come about. Divorce saved my life. Maybe I'll make another video about that, just walking and talking, because it really did. I never would have done the things that I've done without that event happening. How you been, Rick? Yeah, I know you're still crushing it, right? Let's see. Let me find one more Reddit thing, and then I'll go. It's 2:15. I distracted myself enough. I got to do these approaches. Like, it's weird too, because like I don't feel that bad once I do the first one. Like, first one's the worst one, and I have good interactions. You're gonna get more no's than yeses when it comes to day game or just talking to people in general. Maybe I'm just overthinking it too much. I just got to go start walking around and just go do it. But yeah, just trying to distract myself from it a little bit. 22 is cold calling still worth it? Yeah, cold calling is worth it. Just like cold approaching, got to put in the reps. She thought him not making a move on the first date was not masculine enough. What? Had a great time. Let's see again if you're up for it. Does next Saturday afternoon look good? Yeah, okay. This is I think this is actually good. So any of you guys that are on a date, I think you should absolutely try to go for a kiss so that she knows that you're interested and that you are not afraid to show intent. If you read my field reports, a lot of the times when I do go for the kiss, it's probably not the most calibrated way. Sometimes I just get that thought in my head of, okay, we've been talking long enough. I need to just show that I'm the kind of guy that will go for it. But if you don't, you run the risk of her thinking that you're Mr. Nice Guy, that you just want to be friends, that you're just not the kind of guy that will go for it. Typically, if you're not going to go for it either, it could mean that you're afraid of sex. Maybe the sex isn't going to be good. Girls have a lot of thoughts about this if you don't just go for it. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Like I said, read my reports. A lot of the times it's just me like pulling the girl in. And if she kisses, great. I showed my interest or showed my intent. If she doesn't, then that's fine. I just tease saying, hey, I'm a guy, you're a girl. It's my job to try. I'm going to try again in 10 minutes, just so she knows, like, hey, I'm attracted to you. This is we're not just here as friends. And I'm going to show intent. And if she doesn't reciprocate, then I know that I'm probably not going to try to see her again. She said, making a move on you, you didn't even try to kiss me, so I started getting friend vibes. Exactly. You can totally hang out as friends for a month. I'm looking for men who are more assertive and masculine. So again, this is what it's about. She might not even have like kissed him or wanted to go back to the house, but you have to at least show intent. Like, you have to be the kind of guy that at least is not afraid to go for a kiss and face some sort of rejection. It doesn't have to be, you don't need some like game plan. You don't need some script. If I say this and then she says that and then I go for the kiss. A lot of the times for me, like I said, it's very much just kind of go for it. Moment feels right. We're going to see what happens. Sometimes she goes for it. Sometimes she doesn't. It's not the end of the world. You just don't make a big deal of it. Continue on the date as normal. But 100%, I think you have to go for it. And you don't want to do it at the end of the date, like the typical end of the date, now I go for the kiss. Just do it throughout the date so you know where you stand. If you would have gone for the kiss, 30 minutes into the date, and she says, no, I'm not interested in you romantically, then you can cut the date short. You don't have to spend more time together. But the longer they spend together, she's thinking, like, why is this guy not making a move? The longer you spend not doing anything, it continues to be more and more friend vibes. So I think definitely got to show some intent. 100% every time. Read my reports. I'm escalating all the time. I want to know where I stand. If a girl's not interested in me, I don't want to waste more time on this date. I know I will just go meet new people. I'll go out. I'll do some approaches. I could easily get online here if I wanted and meet tons of people. So maybe it's the abundance, maybe it's just, I desensitize myself to it a little bit, but I think you have to, for sure, 100%, you have to at least try and go for the kiss. Like I said, maybe she doesn't go for it. That happens tons of times on dates. Girls, you try to pull her in, kiss her, and she just kind of resists a little, like she's just not floppy. And maybe she's just not ready. So you just calibrate. Hey, it's my job to try. I'm a man. I'm going to try again in 10 minutes, playfully, and then just talk about something else. If she's really not interested, then you can just cut the date. Like, I'm not trying to go on dates with girls that are not interested in me. That's a great way to find out if they are interested in you. So 100% show some intent. Worry I come across as too boring. Also, let me know how I can improve my photos. Let's do 22. I don't know. Would you, as a 38-year-old man, date a 24-year-old woman? Seriously? Yeah, of course. She's the right person for you. I don't know if I would date a 21-year-old long-term consistently, but 24, yeah, why not? Just as long as she's a good fit for you. Cheated on me with 8 men. Oh my god. All right, we'll look at this one real quick. Let's see. Oh my god. Solo trip to Africa for 4 weeks. Ugh, okay. I don't want to read all this. Let's just see at the end if he's contemplating, like, damn, I can't read the screen. Can you guys read this? What the fuck? Why the fuck? I mean, you came home. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's brutal, but let's see. I don't know. This seems like a lot of things. If you're, I'm gonna say if your fiance cheated on you with 8 men, I wouldn't even have conversations. Like, just cut the shit. It's done. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do. Deal with the pain. Go fucking work out. Go on a dating app. Go fuck some new women. It's done. There's nothing you can do about that. Fuck, it's very bright out here. Now I can't see my screen. Let me stop sharing. Oh, I wasn't even sharing. Fuck. Okay, well. There was a... Would you date single mom? No, I would never date a single mom. I would see a single mom and let her know, like, we can have a good time together, good experience, but I would never date a single mom. I feel like she's already met her alpha. Like, she's already got a kid with that guy. I personally don't want to take care of somebody else's kid. And I know I have other options. Why would I take a single mom when I can go and meet girls that are already single without the drama? So that's my thoughts on it. If I had kids, then maybe I would change my mind about it because it wouldn't be such a big deal. But me being single with no kids, I personally would not. Date a single mom. Shit. Yeah, I wasn't sharing my screen. Was that one important? Yeah, well, the dude cheating with 8 men. Oh, yeah, here, I'll show you this screenshot real quick about the girl I was talking about. I gotta get... This is why you do the live, so you can get practice on all this shit, you know? Always improve, man. Constant, never-ending improvement. Screenshot. Not masculine enough on the first date. I guess I'd be interested in what the comments were, but yeah, so he definitely friend zoned himself, not making a move. You can see the screenshot here. I'll let you read that real quick while I sip my coffee. Didn't even try to kiss me. Yep. It's a big deal. Example, we're perpetuating for traditional gender-based expectations. I don't know what that means. I'm going to guess there's a lot of guys on here bitching about the fact that she rejected him, saying... Yes, absolutely. For this once. This is definitely true. Troubles none of the women who disagree. Yeah, don't ask permission before you kiss her either. That's not a turn on. Yeah, dating advice does suck out there. Definitely show intent. Always. Don't ask for permission to kiss her. If she says no, you just calibrate. Hey, I understand. I'm a man. You're a woman. It's my job to try. Only people. I don't know. I can't even read these comments. It's too bright out here. I don't know. I don't want to read all 500 of these comments. I'm gonna get there's a mix back, but she's telling you what she wants. She wants a man that will go for what he wants. Who's gonna show intent. So there you go. All right, I think that's enough. I gotta go out. I can't even see my screen. I'm gonna go out and start doing approaches now. It's 2:30. I will go out until 5. So it's 2.5 hours. I gotta get 5 done. That's the goal for today. And then I'll go back, eat my chicken and broccoli and spinach and mushrooms, and then I will go back out again tonight with my buddy, and then I will record a video. Yeah. All right. Well, it was a good live session. Glad I got back out to it. Hopefully this stuff is helpful. Continue to just improve and do whatever I can to get better. All right. Peace.